Thank you for staying with us. The All Progressives Congress candidate in Edo State, Monday Okpebholo, has emerged winner of the just concluded gubernatorial election in the state. On Saturday, September the 21st, 2024, the people of Edo State in South Nigeria voted to elect a new governor to succeed the incumbent, whose constitutional 8-year term will end on November the 12th, 2024. Edo is one of the 8 states where governorship elections are held off-season due to litigations and court judgments. Others are Anambra, Bayelsa, Ekiti, Imo, Kogi, Osho, and Ondo. Joining us in the studio for this conversation in Edo State is lawyer and chairman of Ogun State NNPP, Femi Aino. Good morning.
Yes, good morning. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us. We also have here with us in the studio President Directors Guild of Nigeria and former presidential candidate Victor. Oh, hi, Victor. It's good to see you again.
Yeah, thank you. Glad to be here as well.
Because we were here on Saturday having a conversation about the election and the process.
Yes.
And all the intrigues around it. And now we have a governor-elect for the Edo State, and there's been divergent views with regards to the process, the outcome, and every other rhetoric around it. So I'd like for you to perhaps talk about what your perspective of the whole process is.
There's something, when I was in my first or second year in my secondary school, we went to play a football match. And I think we won that match 4-1. And it was reported, this was in Jos at the time, Standard newspaper, they said, overconfidence kills many a good sportsman.
Interesting.
What I saw play out, the actual details of whether the results are this or that, it's not, for me, what I want to dwell on now. If you look at the candidates, honestly, a lot of people felt that the PDP candidate, had a lot to offer, and so he had a lot of support from diaspora and from all over. But the truth is that at the end of the day, this is the only thing that counts. It's not Twitter rats. It's not noise in social media.
Right.
And if you notice the way the votes went, the place that had the biggest or the largest population of PVCs collected.
Yes.
Percentage-wise, because I like looking at data, percentage-wise, very few of them came out. Relatively. People in the rural areas who don't listen to debates, who don't read, who don't go on Twitter, they are the ones that came out and actually did the voting. You see old men, all the young people who were supporters in chief did not walk their talk.
They were watching?
They were watching and monitoring TVC and the other stations and monitoring on social media, unfortunately. And you see, and I think that has to really change. If you are supporting somebody, go out there and actually vote. Don't make the noise, because it's not about you can make all the noise you want to make. At the end of the day, this is what will count. And that may have played out. In the court of public opinion, somebody else may have won. Somebody else may have been the more popular candidate. Somebody else may have been the more desired candidate. But you cannot want a candidate
and not come out.
To vote. I don't want to go back to what I said the other day. Another big factor again is, I will keep repeating it. The two things that decided the election were, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. The friend of my enemy is my enemy.
At some point,
it played out.
No, you might have to unravel this, this your enemy, friend, enemy, and all of it, because the election is over.
It's over, so we can talk about it.
Yeah, so we can actually talk about it to an extent. To an extent.
Let's look at branding and marketing.
Right.
Talk about brand association. The way we are right now, if you are a top celebrity, or let's just use you even as a politician. Let's say you're a politician.
But in actual fact, I'm not. But then.
Okay.
So that people will understand that I am not.
Okay. Okay. So let's say you're an actor. No, it's okay. Let's say you're an actor.
Yeah.
Let's say you're an actor. And we probably don't know you in this part of the world.
Okay.
But we see you with Steven Spielberg in the same frame. In a picture, in a shot. Right. Or maybe name another very popular actor. When you come back here and you say you're an actor, in fact, the mere fact that you are associated with that person will rub off on you so positively. Yes, because you get what I'm saying. People will assume that for you to even have been that close, you must be. You understand what I'm saying? You must be good enough, even if they've not seen you.
People take photo of anyhow. You can be in a place, and I saw Steven Spielberg, and I just took a picture.
Well, whether or not. Okay, let's say you acted. You did a waka pass in a Hollywood movie. It's waka pass we're talking about. Too. The fact that you are associated with it will put some positive vibes around you. In the same way, if you are associated with something controversial, it will rub off on you. It's simple brand association. That could have affected, I think the current governor made needless enemies. It was totally unnecessary. Right. And he was the sponsor of the PDP candidate. So the PDP candidate on his own was a very good brand. But by brand association, a lot of baggages. Now the enemy of the enemy I was talking about, a lot of people in PDP who should have been supporting him worked against him. I can begin to name them. Number one, the person who even helped the current the incumbent governor to get to that seat, whether he likes it or whether people want to accept it or not, Philip Shaibu.
That was a major factor.
It was a major factor. You lose him, the guy simply, you saw him in the APC governor-elect's house, talking to the media, right. Gloating over the victory. There's the legacy group in PDP who are in control of the local government and ward chairman of the party, not political, but of the party, still belong to that other group. That group, they had an agreement in the beginning. He never kept any of the agreement. He tried to grow his own people. That group within the party worked against the party. This one is not secretly, openly. How many enemies can you... So that's why I said the enemy of your enemy is your friend. So the enemy of their enemy, those PDP people, automatically became their friend. And that is what caused this election. Right. You understand? Right. So it wasn't that I wasn't a good candidate, but the other candidate didn't even have to debate. The rift
within the party.
Yes. The APC candidate didn't even have to debate. Even if he sat in his house and didn't do any campaign, there is no way he would not have won this election, because everybody who could have worked for Aswe, apart from those outside the party and political appointees, they didn't. The place where he had his biggest support, Metropolitan, Benin, and the rest, how many people came out, percentage-wise? And yet that's where Edo South has the biggest population. Right. You understand? Right. But you sit at home, they're busy watching TV and talking about, that was what cost him the election. All right,
let's get to Olufemi Aina's perspective of this whole process. I wonder if you share the same view with him that the governor, practically in a nutshell, orchestrated the defeat that his candidate...
I would say orchestrated, but I mean...
Well, I'm just saying in summary,
yes.
That's what it is. Yes. That is what played out at the end of the day.
Well, first of all, without playing opposition politics, let me congratulate the winner of the election and rejoice with the people of Edo State for exercising exercising their franchise. And I must also commend them for the relative peace behind this election, despite the tension. You know, this is an election that was keenly contested.
Yes.
And the result even show what is the difference between the winner and the other candidate, the PDP candidate. It's only 44,000.
Yes.
And for the PDP to manage to score up to 200 and something, it shows that, well, we can't totally blame the governor, Obaseki. But having said that, I do agree with my brother in certain respect, and I disagree with him in other respects.
Oh, I'd like to hear that.
You see, voters' apathy is something you cannot rule out.
Right.
And in every election in Nigeria, it has always been, because you will see people, you will see the crowd. How many of them even have a voter's card in the first instance?
Over 2 million persons collected.
No. I appreciate we are talking about Edo State. I'm talking in general. And then on the election day, some will not even come out, either because they are afraid that there is going to be violence and what have you. So that is something politicians need to work upon and make sure they encourage people to come out and vote. And there is something going on in Edo State which seems not to be alive to. And it's very important that, you see, when you have power, you need to be very humble. And in Edo State, you will recall, if you give yourself the benefit of hindsight, when Governor Obaseki was denied that ticket, it was in 2020. Yes. You know, he ran from APC to PDP, eventually got the
They gave him cover with the umbrella from rain.
Yes, and you will know that eventually the Edo people rally around him.
Completely. And
he won that election.
Yes.
Now, on getting that second term, he started using that power against Philip Shaib and what have you. That is a very significant factor as well. You see, this, when you are a governor of a state, it's an imperfect position. While you are pleasing this group, this other group, they are agitating for one thing or the other. The onus is on you to know. That is where the leadership issue comes in. How to handle all these competing interests which you are dealing with. And you will be dealing with them on a daily basis. And also, a good general chooses his battle carefully. If you continue to fight all battle, at the end of the day, it's going to hurt you one way or the other. Now, look at this incident. You have the Shaib factor, you have the legacy group factor, as he mentioned, which is very important also. Then you still have the governor and the Oba of Benin factor as well. You see, by the time you look at all this, this has an effect on the result we have here, but apart from other things. Because at the end of the day, people are going to look at, look, are you doing the right thing? Because we can't say that Governor Obaseki hasn't performed. If he has not performed, I doubt whether he's going to get, the PDP will get 200 and something votes. So he might have, you know, done one or two things and they should be commended. But some of the rhetoric, you see, once you are in that position, your word becomes an egg. You have to be very careful what to say. Sometimes that is where this idea of silence being golden comes in. By the time you start saying, it's a do or die, it is this, you see, there are certain things you don't need to respond to as a politician, because people are going to criticize you. People are going to misinterpret your action. And if you are not careful, if you keep responding to all that, you will get bogged down and you will not face the real issue. And the real issue is that you want a successor. You want that election. You are not engaging in unnecessary power tussle. And that power tussle has played out now. And, you know, there's been scattergun allegations here and there.
Okay. Just hold your thoughts. We need to quickly go on a break. When we return, we'll continue the conversation here. Stay with us.